Let's do... I really want to... I should go with that. Don't forget to go to Taco Bell today between 4 and 6 p.m. if you do live in Colorado. The Rockies have scored 8 runs yesterday. So don't forget to stop by Taco Bell for 4 tacos for $2 between 4 and 6 p.m. today.
You know what they say. Something's gotta give. It's a coach. You're watching Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see 2 teams, each riding a 3-game win streak, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel.
I signed Trevor Seaman back. I signed Chase Keenum, released him.
Battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Los Angeles Rams.
Yes, Devontae Freeman declined my contract offer because he's still with the Falcons.
Winners of 3 straight.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win last weekend. When you do that, you're not going to lose very many games, maybe not any games.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done.
We signed the key players on our defensive side as well.
A pair of 3-0
for more than
teams
just a one-year contract.
For the right to remain unbeaten, and we're off in week 4. And
I am surprised I'm actually making money this time. I was in the hole.
Here are the Panthers now for their
a shit ton of money.
They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
Ooh, that was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll run on first down. It's Owens. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Without
and on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Out of the gun, Newton. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen.
Oh, hell no.
It takes a strong guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot.
Ooh, 42-7.
So they may back up further. So on the big tight end, Holden.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
And not much room there, so get it up only to about the 21.
See our defense
only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Time for a look at the defensive starters now for the Rams. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, that is a confidence builder and a trust builder on both sides. And what I mean by that is coaching staff putting together a game plan, players executing it. Now both of them are in sync.
Third and long, it's Newton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Owens. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
Let's go!
So the Rams in great position here as they get things started. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
Well, in prep for this one, it was fun talking with the defensive staff because they had to review last week's game tapes where he threw for over 400 yards. And they started ho-humming that performance. And finally, you said he threw for over 400. That's got to be significant. That's why he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
They're going to be careful what they wish for ho-humming. He might do it again here in this one. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he'll go out of bounds finally at the 7. A big play there for L.A. 42 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Los Angeles. It is the Rams in possession as they come up now second and goal. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped to the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Now this time, Locke will throw.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway. Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Marquise Brown.
I was about to call a timeout. Just kick a field goal.
And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Big fourth down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on fourth down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Oh, shit.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build on. They're looking for here. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, second and 3. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
How did we not have him the first time?
But not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
First half, 7-0
our score. It'll be second down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
Oh shit, Dallas is already 4-0.
Oh. You know they're trying not to do that.
Yeah, that's going to be a really fun matchup.
But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
On second down, it's Owens. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Right now in the second quarter on the defensive side, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing.
They should embrace the feeling they have now, embrace the way that they're playing, and continue that through the half. I know defensive coordinators, sometimes they overthink it, start wondering how they're going to be attacked. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and those creases like they were able to exploit right there.
That one.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Oh.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Block will try again on second down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. But he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And McManus able to put it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Now we're going to do this.
Uprights, McManus to kick it away. An incredibly short kick.
And no time left on the clock.
And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the visiting Bills who were able to come away with the victory on the road. Josh Allen, 3 touchdown passes as his guys stay unbeaten.
God damn,
on the year.
Bills.
From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. 21-13, your final score.
Meh.
And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be
42-7
riled
Dallas
up
kicked
as it'll
ass
be a
against
good
the
matchup
Eagles.
between their guys and the Denver
And
Broncos.
the Marshals against the Broncos. The Marshals are 3-0. The
Meanwhile,
Broncos
our game
are
has been a
0-3.
defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right,
Still
Coach,
can
thank
consider
you.
a lead
And we
of
welcome
1 score
everyone
possession.
back for quarter number 3. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. This will be taken in
James
at the 1.
Jr. signed him in free agency.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And as we look at his highlights, you know, sometimes I've asked you schematically, how do you stop one player? Well, how do you stop a tight end like this without opening up other holes, partner?
You show your basic defenses, whether you're playing the 3-deep zone, the 2-deep zone, but you have your variations underneath it. So sometimes instead of the safety staying deep, the safety will drop down. A sky coverage, they call that. Sometimes the corner's responsible. You get a little, what they call a cloud, someone coming underneath. Sometimes the linebackers.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, LA.
Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Brown with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
On second down now, it's Owens. And
Are you kidding me?
Here.
Holy
and they're
shit.
able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 23 yards the pickup there.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Off play action, Newton. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Here's Newton.
That
open man, he completes it to Callaway. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 43.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. To throw is Newton. To the right side to Eric Ebron. No gain, and it's 2nd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. And he connects with Ebron. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 21. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. They'll keep it on the ground. Owens. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Come on. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Cam's going to run the option right. He may try and run for this. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. They're already slim. Hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Tajay Sharp, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door.
Yep,
we did indeed. I think we're down to none. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
No more.
So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey.
You got it.
He gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A handoff. McCaffrey running right. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now Locke. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on fourth. Block now to throw. All incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll actually throw it with Locke. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cody with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played them under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
They can't stop us.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for the...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram in there to bury him for a loss of 11. To try again after the sack. Newton. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Los Angeles, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1.
They did say
they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
We are not going to play the Seahawks. We
and
are
for
going
Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports.
Right after this broadcast.
Saying so long, everybody.
Do not forget about me or Vince.